Hello, Rush fans. Welcome to this episode of Rush Roots. Today we have Alex. Why don't you tell us who you are and where you're from?
Hey guys, Alex Nelson. I'm from Portland, Oregon, originally from Chico, California, and I've been in Portland now for 25 years.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us how you heard about Rush? What got you into them and what keeps you around? Tell us about your Rush roots.
Going way back to the early 80s, one of my best friends was a huge Rush fan, and he was significantly older than me. I think 7 years older. His parents and my parents were best friends and would get together every week for dinner and pinochle and all that fun stuff. And so I would retreat to the bedroom with my best friend David, and we would listen to music. And around 1980, he introduced me to Rush, and with a couple of different songs. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then, a short time thereafter, Moving Pictures came out. And of course, we beat that record to death. I still have the original copy of that record, and the spine's all torn to pieces, and both sides are just completely scratched up. And so I originally fell in love with them in 1980, but then it really took off in 1981 after Moving Pictures came out. And of course, David was a drummer and had a drum set in his room. And so, I'm like 7 years old, just like pounding away on these drums, not knowing anything, but learned a few things from the greatest drummer of all time when I was very, very young. And that's really what keeps me around as a Rush fan, is the musicianship of all three of the band members just continues to blow me away. Every single album. I mean, I'm thoroughly in the camp that all Rush is good Rush. So every album that came out after that, I was just always impressed with how amazing the guys are and how much cool stuff they do, and fitting in lots of really great lyrical themes and lots of very progressive rock. Like series of epics and short songs and everything. Just it blows me away.
Oh yeah, it's great stuff. Awesome, man.
You hear that, Rush fans? Even Progressive Steel and Test for Echo is good Rush.
That's right.
Absolutely. Those are fantastic albums.
All right, so why don't you tell us kind of when and where and what tour your first show was that you saw the band live?
So 7 or 8 years old, was still too young to go to Rush concerts, unfortunately. But David did take me to my first ever concert, which was a Rush concert on May 24th of 1986 in Sacramento, California, which is the Power Windows tour. And just an amazing set. Of course, they opened with Spirit of Radio and played just a bunch of great songs from Moving Pictures, Hemispheres, of course, Grace Under Pressure, and Power Windows. The drum solo that concert was YYZ into the drum solo, and then they came out with Red Lenses and finished the concert with Tom Sawyer, and then the encore was 2112 Grand Designs and In the Mood, which they didn't really play much in later years, but it was a great song where Geddy would sometimes change the lyrics and change the woman's name and stuff like that. I don't remember which woman name he used that concert, but then I saw them.
They played Red Lenses on Power Windows?
They did. That was the second to last song of the concert. Yeah, was Red Lenses.
I never knew that. Okay, I thought that was only played on Grace Under Pressure. I did not know that was.
I thought so too, but I'd have to go look again.
Interesting. So. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at it, I mean,
looking at the set list, first 4 tracks of the set were Spirit of Radio, Limelight, Big Money, and Subdivisions. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
And since then, I've seen them 23 more times. So. Wow. I didn't miss a tour from 1986 to 2015, and I saw several of those tours more than once.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dedication.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Well, what was your favorite first Rush song and album, and how is that different from your favorite song and album today?
Yeah, I think I don't think my favorite first Rush song really ever changed. Although it's a toss-up between Red Barchetta and YYZ. I think early in my Rush career, YYZ was my favorite song because, obviously it's a great tune. Later years, it's more towards Red Barchetta. However, my favorite album was Permanent Waves up till probably 15 or 20 years ago, and then I now Signals is my favorite record. I don't know what it is. There's something about Signals to me that feels like that's like peak Rush. It's kind of the end of the Permanent Waves, moving pictures era, Hemispheres era, and it almost like feels like a launching off point for a later era of 80s music, and I just love that record. So it's still kind of a toss up between Permanent Waves and Signals, but I think Signals is my favorite record.
That's a fantastic album. I know what you mean about it being sort of this kind of launching point. I kind of think of it as a little bit of a transition point.
Yep.
You take the Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, and then Grace and Power Windows, and Signals is kind of like, it just fits perfectly right in between there. It's like the introduction of, hey, we're going to start doing something new. Here's a taste.
It's like the split of their career, really. I mean, what Power Windows was the 11th record, I think. So Signals would have been the 9th, and they had 19 records. I mean, it's as close as the middle as you're going to get.
Right in the middle.
It feels like, even though they're only a couple of years apart there, 81, 82, and 84. I would agree with that. I think it's a great.
Maybe the introduction of more keys and signals is what kind of signals the next, next era of Rush. Yeah. But
I think so.
It's spectacular. It was the first actual Rush CD that I bought on the gold master disc back when those master disc CDs were coming out, and that was pretty incredible album.
Rock,
awesome.
Sure.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Alex, why don't you tell people where they can find you on social media, preferably, I guess, Instagram. That's where we hang out with Rush fans quite often.
Yep. Frequent contributor to Rush fans Instagram. My personal Instagram handle is PDX Alexander, and you'll see pictures of me and my wife and some things that we do around the greater Portland area for fun. And and then other than that, I'm interacting with all of you wonderful people on the Rush fans Instagram, which is a really fun place to hang out and talk about the greatest progressive rock band in the history of the planet.
Yeah,
absolutely. Awesome. Well, Alex, hey man, thanks for coming on tonight. And anyone else that wants to do a Rush Roots, as always, feel free to send us a direct message. Instagram is the place. We're at Rush fans, all one word. And we'll bring you on. We'll chat your Rush Roots. So with that, we will wrap. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye.